I'm increasingly concerned. Now, this is a really long-term concern of mine, and I haven't said this publicly in many places, but I'm increasingly concerned about the stability of the Chinese Communist Party. There was a social contract that has been in place for much of the last 30 years, which was, I, the Chinese Communist Party, am going to stay in power, and you, the people of China, are welcome to get rich, right? To get rich was noble, or I forget what Deng Xiaoping explicitly said. To be rich is glorious, or something to that effect. So this social contract that existed, which was, we stay in power, we the Communist Party of China, you get rich, was wonderful when you had 10% growth, happy to keep people contained. When you went to 9, it was a little less strenuous, a little more strenuous. 8, 7, that contract's feeling increasingly broken. And so what happens is the people are saying, oh, hold on a second, what's going on? I thought I could make money. I'm not making money. The opportunities aren't what I thought they once were. That's fine if we're all suffering. But you, the Communist Party, you're not suffering. You're still getting billionaires in your ranks. What's going on? And so what that resulted in was, I believe, this anti-corruption effort, which was to legitimize the Communist Party and say, no, we're not doing that. You are suffering, we're suffering together. And this is not actually something that we are imposing on you. We're also a victim, and trying to reset that Communist Party social contract with the Chinese people. I think that is also not going to prove potentially, that may not prove to be successful in the long run, because ultimately we've got this pressure for freedom and pressure for sort of Western style liberal democratic capitalism at work, which will ultimately conflict with this Chinese Communist Party desire for control. Now, this is not going to happen anytime soon, but if these pressures persist, I believe there is a risk to the Chinese Communist Party staying in control of China. If you've seen the movie Wag the Dog, I think that tells you part of a potential script here. So I believe the Chinese Communist Party will likely take the attention of the economic slowdown domestically and divert it internationally with some form of political, geopolitical, military perhaps, posturing to distract the attention of the Chinese people. We saw a little bit of this with the islands in Japan. These were irrelevant islands. Why create such a hoopla? Created a nice sense of nationalism domestically. So that was useful for them. I also think the South China Sea could emerge to be a flashpoint in this regard. I'm not sure yet whether it will. Not sure whether or not these hydrocarbons, supposed hydrocarbons, are real. It may not matter at today's oil price environment. So I don't know about that. The area I do get worried about is Taiwan and cross-strait relations, particularly in light of the new Taiwanese president who was just elected. This woman who's very anti-China is perhaps an extreme way to describe her, but she's more of an independent-minded woman. And I think the Taiwanese people are disgruntled with the idea that closer relations were supposed to give us great economic progress, and what happened? We didn't quite see it. And so that is disturbing, because that may create a sense of rising independence in Taiwan. The Chinese individuals or the Chinese government wanting to distract from a domestic economic issue with a political issue. Taiwan seems to be a natural political issue that you could raise. So that concerns me. And I do believe that in the long run, they would like to, they still consider it a province, if you will, and I think they'd like to reincorporate it. And that's concerning, because that, I think, could be very destabilizing.